Hello to you again. Sam Loyd has been widely regarded for many years as one of the all-time great composers of chess problems. To my mind, he will always rank among the game's immortals, and his compositions prove ever popular, even with the public today, and quite right too. The problem in front of us requires white to checkmate in 7 moves. It is a development on a recently uploaded Sam Loyd problem. If you look at the black forces here, and indeed the white king, it is identical to the Sam Loyd problem in question. Now, in that problem, experts reckoned, and quite rightly too, that black could only have arrived at that position, just these, if he had moved either one of his rooks, and so therefore he was in one problem able to castle on one side but not the other, and then the reverse. Now, in this problem, of course, with the additional black material, there is no such issue. Black is at liberty to castle, and if it were black's move, he could castle at the moment. That's a fact. Now, if you look at the material on the board, it's pretty much equal, 18 points in all for each side. Although material is worth viewing, it's not always going to make that much difference. And I think that the major point really is that you should have the right layout on the board, and white definitely has that here, although black can put up some resistance, as will be shown. What is white really wanting to do in this position? He's wanting to capture this pawn here and poleaxe the black king. At the moment, though, if he did that, his bishop would be captured, and he doesn't want to do that. What he really wants to do is to open the D line and neutralize the light squares. Just one point before we go into the key move. This rook en prise here is not really a problem to white, because should black ever take it, this rook just takes back and we reinstate the state of play as it was before the rook was taken, and that will be seen in due course. So the key move, well, the key move is bishop to here, and what white is wanting to do is to take this pawn with check, king to here, bishop e7 mate. It's as simple as that. There's only one move to defend against that. Like I say, doing anything down here won't really make a jot of difference. And in moving bishop e4, of course, white is preventing black from castling long, which is all important, because if he were allowed to castle long, he would undoubtedly escape on the dark squares. So what is the position if black should castle short here? Can he save himself? Well, let's just take a look at it. He castles, and then you play here, discovered check. And this illustrates the point that I was just making, that he'd have to take the rook and we just take back, and that would be a checkmate in 3 moves. And that applies should he castle at any time. It also applies should he play king f8, because quite simply we'd be taking here, he'd have to go back, and then we take on c6 and it would be all over. So the only move to defend against all of that is rook to c8, covering the c6 square. What does white do now that his endeavours on c6 have been snuffed out? How does he get around that problem? Because he wants to check black. Can you see it? Well, yes, this is the move to do it. He goes to f3, because what he's doing is he's threatening here. You could possibly take on e7, but I think it would be preferable to play it this way and threaten him there, as we'll see as we go along. So we are threatening bishop h5. How does he defend against that? Doing anything down here just doesn't work, as already explained. Should he play this? Well, then of course we would play check, king to there, rook to d8 mate. So that is not a happy choice. He wouldn't want to do that, and he's no need to do it. Although it's understandable that he wants to defend against an oncoming bishop e7. So what does he have here against bishop h5? Well, it's all boiling down to one of these two rook moves. This move here would allow him to, in response to bishop h5, interpose, but he would quickly lose. This offers better resistance. So quite naturally, we do go ahead and we play bishop h5 check. But what he has now in his rejoinder is rook g6 check. So he's checking the white king. So what do we do here? How do we make progress here? Well, quite naturally, we take the rook. And white can checkmate in 7 moves altogether here, whether black accepts that bishop or declines it. Let's look at him declining it first. Let's say he goes here instead of taking the bishop. Well, we take the pawn with check. Eventually, we're getting our bishop to e7. He goes here, force move. We go here. Force move and checkmate. And you notice, not that it would do him any good taking down here, but he has no time to do anything because he's constantly being checked. So that is definitely checkmate in 7 moves. Let's have a look to see what happens if he accepts the bishop. So we have played bishop e4, rook c8, bishop f3, rook g8, bishop h5 check, rook g6 check, bishop takes, g6 check. What happens if he does this? What should we do here? Right, well, what we do is we play here, and as can be seen, we're planning on playing h8 equals queen or rook checkmate. So what does black do here? Well, he plays here. The idea of this, of course, is so that he can interpose. So what do we do? Well, which rook do we take this queen with? If we take here, that's a mistake because that would allow him to escape. So we take with this one. And what is interesting to note here is that although that rook on the G line is required on quite a few variations, not so on the final variation. Just look at that, and no matter what black does, it is checkmate on the next move by queening or rooking that pawn. And isn't that a nice finish? I'd like to think that Sam Loyd would approve of this problem. I hope you do. I hope you managed to glean something out of it. It's amazing what you can evolve from other composers' ideas. And good luck to you in your chess endeavours, and goodbye for now.